Welcome back to another episode of the Bryan podcast. On today's show, several airlines suspend flights due to a Microsoft worldwide IT outage. Farnborough Airshow 2024 highlights and aerospace innovations. FlyDubai actively recruiting pilots and crew. South African Airways seeking an equity partner. Expansion for Eswatini Air. Uganda Airlines expansion. Virgin Atlantic ends London-Heathrow to Shanghai route. Emirates opens its first travel store. Boeing workers vote for strike action. And the 10th anniversary already of the Malaysia MH17 flight. Hi, pal.
Hey, guys.
It's Friday, bro.
100%. Looking forward to the weekend.
Couldn't come soon enough.
For sure.
So we jump into the main news here. This popped up this morning. Major U.S. airlines, including Delta, United, and American, have grounded all of their flights, due to a communication issue. Delta suspended operations, notifying affected customers via the Fly Delta app and text message. In Japan, Narita Airport faced system issues affecting Jetstar, Qantas, HK Express, Spring Japan. Delhi Airport in India also experienced temporary service impacts. In the UK, Ryanair and TUI passengers faced manual check-ins due to a Swissport IT outage. And Sydney departure screens went blank. Jetstar and Virgin Australia halting all the flights. The big blame is on Microsoft.
Yeah.
It's a major problem.
Don't want to do Apple in the first place. That's what you get.
Yeah. It's kind of a bigger thing, though. We actually had a discussion yesterday on a separate issue to the podcast, but it was something to do with work. And, just looking at cybersecurity and everything you can do. And basically, the threats are just getting out of control, and there's no backup to it. So the argument, what can you do as backup for this if the system fails? And what people don't understand is, I think these systems are so ingrained now in their digitization, you can't just switch to something else. The system is automated and digitized beyond the point of return. So when something like this happens and there's a major IT outage, you're stuck, and the flights are then cancelled because you can't check people in. Those barcodes we spoke about last week on the your boarding passes and that, you can't transfer the information across, and it's a total and utter cluster. And can you imagine now in the States the knock-on effect? You've got Delta, United, and American, all affected. Can you imagine the knock-on effect for the next few weeks?
Yeah, it's going to be heavy. Yeah.
Trying to move those passengers, to their various points. A different story when it happens in even if it happened here in South Africa, it's still, you can still get back on track relatively quick. But when you're talking about thousands and thousands of flights, it's a major problem.
Very, very inconvenient.
We have spoken about for a few years going to a cool air show. We've never got there.
No.
But one that I have been at was in 2001. Was the last time I went. That was, was it 2000? I can't remember. Farnborough International Airshow, first held in 1948, has become a key event in aviation, alternating biannually with the Paris Airshow from the 22nd to the 26th of July. Industry leaders will gather at Farnborough in Hampshire in England for trade negotiations and showcasing the latest aerospace technologies. Boeing, recovering from the 2024 Alaska MAX accident, will have a subdued presence featuring only a Qatar 787-9. Airbus will showcase multiple aircraft, including an Air India A350-900 and a Virgin Atlantic 330-900 Neo. Bryan and ATR will also display new models. Military highlights include Airbus A400M. They seem to have been displaying that forever. The Boeing P-8 Poseidon and Lockheed Martin's F-35. Helicopters like the Chinook will also be featured. It's a cool event to go to.
Yeah.
And I think these big air shows, Dubai, of course the Paris one mentioned, of course the main ones in the States. At some point we better go.
Yeah, we better go. It'll definitely be worthwhile seeing it. And it's like, I don't really go to air shows here in South Africa anymore, because once you've been to one, you've been to them all.
Yeah, that is the argument. It's not so much. I always find, it's just much of the same.
Yeah,
and it's nice to go and see the new equipment. I mean, our Air Force doesn't even fly, so you want to see some, heavy metal or some light, fast metal ripping through the sky. You're not going to see it at a South African air show. So you have to go to these overseas things, and it is an experience. And if you are in the area there, highly recommend you swing by.
So let's make a concerted effort for 225.
I think if we probably going to get to one, it's likely to be Dubai.
Yeah.
We picked up an invite from one of our Patreons, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not to an air show, though. To a Grand Prix.
Seriously?
Says, I'll buy you Oaks tickets. Yokes, just get yourselves there.
So you've got my interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a jolt.
Tie that in with an air show somewhere. That'll be nice. But, FlyDubai. A lot of South Africans flying at FlyDubai. It seems like a cool place to work, to be honest. Everyone that's there reported back relatively positive things. They are actively recruiting pilots, cabin crew, and engineers. The airline, with 88 737 aircraft, added 13 in 2023 and expects 7 more by year end. FlyDubai announced plans to recruit 130 pilots by the end of the year, having already hired 440 new staff this past year, growing its workforce from 5,800 from 140 countries, including 1,200 pilots. Salaries range from just over 11,500 US, and
that's for captains.
For captains, and then just over 8,500 for FOs, and just over 2,000 for cabin crew. Sometimes these articles don't jump down my throat. This is an article, so it might be slightly different. Airline emphasizes recruiting UAE nationals and offers special programs for their development. You see how well those programs worked with Trump's bodyguards. They don't work. FlyDubai ordered 30 Boeing 787-9s. Did we miss that one? FlyDubai ordered 30 Boeing 787-9s at the Dubai Airshow in November 2023. It does ring a bell. We just haven't spoken about it again. So they're breaking into a slightly different market there. Probably same routes, just the bigger capacity flights.
Yeah, exactly. Look, they run those 737s on some pretty long haul sectors.
They do.
So they're probably finding out that, it's necessary for some wide body action there.
I think FlyDubai is a good option for someone that is
single.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
would you go?
No,
not now. But put yourself in a different either time of your life or even a different phase. If you were looking at breaking out into a different job, for you in South Africa at the moment, your options are pretty limited. You'd have to work for a regional. You'd probably have to, work your way, not a huge amount of scope for you. I know you likely not to want to take the SAA route, which I said last week. What surprises me is how many people are quite keen even still to take the South African Airways route. Anyway, it's a story later on. But for you, your options, I suppose, you qualify for a shot at Emirates.
I would say why not, because look, when we were in our early to mid 20s, those options weren't available to us.
Exactly.
You needed 50 million hours on 747s to get a job on a King Air.
Yeah.
Let alone apply to an airline like Emirates and that sort of thing. So now that it's available, I would say if you are in your early 20s and you're looking for, if your end goal is to fly heavy metal overseas, then you got to shoot for it. You got to go.
Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity.
Yeah.
My cousin's in Abu Dhabi at the moment. He's loving life there, and I think that you mentioned it on the show. Everyone that's left has always been better off. I don't know if you said it or someone. It was more of a case in the past. But you're inclined to want to. I'm going to stick it out and But if you want to be a pilot and you want to go up the ranks and you want more opportunity, I don't see how you can ignore those options. On the other flip side, you said at the beginning, no, would not go because your family's here, your quality of life is here, and you've made it work here. So this is not us saying go. This is sort of us saying just depends where you are. Yeah. For me, I'm not. I'll do whatever I can to make it work. Yeah, I'm staying.
Yeah,
but it's also a struggle to make it work sometimes. But you have to decide, I suppose.
Yeah, it really is. And the thing is, again, it's dealer's choice. It depends on what you want out of your career and where you see things going. And your phase of life, man.
Exactly.
But the opportunities are out there, which is cool.
And the other opportunity that I said that is now a viable option for a lot of pilots that certainly was not an option for the likes of us a few years ago, South African Airways. However, they are in desperate need of a equity partner to avoid financial collapse. 3 years after exiting business rescue, their chief commercial officer, Tebogo Tsamani, emphasized the need for private investor with a controlling stake. This year, National Treasury reported SAA losses of 771 million and technical lost 51 million. Tsamani highlights the challenges SAA faces, including strict governance and regulatory compliance. Wayne Duvenacher of ARTA supported the need for urgent capital despite exploring financial options. SAA has not secured an investment from Qatar that was doing the rounds a month or so ago. SAA declined to comment on its financial state. So yes, it is an option to get employed. They do need pilots, but how safe and secure it is. Look, for the likes of you and me, I'll never trust another government organization for as long as I live.
Absolutely.
Because they screwed us so badly without any sort of remorse. So that's a no from me. And I'd, send a whole whack of caution to anyone that is looking at going that route. Because if they've done it once, they can do it again. But if you are looking at staying in South Africa, staying local, getting to fly some decent aircraft, and then is it not an option? You don't need it to last for 10 years. You only need it to last for a year. Get your 700, 800 hours on a bus, and then you become marketable anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, it works for the type rating. And then you're not tethered to a training bond.
Are they bonding people at SA?
I don't know, to be honest.
I don't think they know what a bond is.
Yeah, not really sure on that, but probably not. Like you say, they don't even know what it is.
Yeah, it still doesn't. You've got some cool options here in South Africa. I mean, every semi guy I've met, they're grafting hard, but it's a job. Airlink, same thing, and of course Fly Safair. So there are other options.
There are, and not even just within the borders of South Africa. Our close neighbour Swaziland have got Eswatini, or sorry, is it Eswatini or Swaziland? Or what do they refer to?
Eswatini Air.
Eswatini Air. They've got a good little operation going, and it looks like they're trying to expand as well.
This article surprised me a bit there with the expansion plans. So this was mentioned at Aviadev in Namibia. Aiming to add new routes by 2025 and introduce a dedicated freighter service. Eswatini Air, increased flights to Johannesburg, adding services to Lanseria. Currently, they operate 2 Embraer 145s and may expand its fleet with larger aircraft based on market demands. Yeah, so it's another opportunity. job position, not
exactly.
far away. I believe you have to base yourself there.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's a plus point for some.
You can't commute. Well, you can commute. So it's up to you, I suppose.
Not that far, but yeah.
Yeah.
Some people make it work. It's not ideal for everyone, but it's an option anyway for that regional jet
market.
Yeah.
Uganda. They are expanding with new routes to Harare, Abuja, and Lusaka starting in September. They aim to break even on those routes within 18 months, focusing on cargo. The airline plans to enhance its regional network and increase flights to Nairobi and Juba. Future goals include launching services to Gatwick, expanding into China and the US, pending aircraft delivery. They seem like quite a jacked up organization, eh?
Yeah.
Uganda. They're still operating CRJs.
CRJ 900, yeah.
And they got some...
I think they got an A330
decent,
Neo as well.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Decent tech on that side. Virgin Atlantic will end its 25-year London-Heathrow to Shanghai route in October due to operational costs and geopolitical tensions. That includes having to fly around Russia.
Yeah, that's going to affect a lot of airlines. I've seen that coming for a while now. It's only so long that the airlines can continue to keep going the long way around and not suffer the penalties of extra fuel burn, because you can only increase your ticket prices so much. So just wish they would sort all that shit out.
Is everyone flying? This might be a dumb question, but it's not because I'm asking it. Is everyone flying around Russia?
I don't think everyone is. There are certain states that are still good chums with Russia, and they let them through without the threat of getting shot down or whatever the case.
Do you think they broadcast? Do you think that is like advertised?
No,
I mean,
no,
if you're sitting in there, would you want?
You get cleared through Russian airspace by invite.
Yeah. I wouldn't rest so easy flying over a war zone. Eh?
Nah, it can't be too kosher. Fuck.
No,
that's if you know where you're going, because I mean, you know, your GPSs are getting jammed up and smoothed and fucking.
That's another thing, eh?
Crazy.
It's quite closely linked to the main story today, the cyber stuff. You're so reliant on it, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, you know, even with you take something like the pod. I mean, you know, if the upload doesn't work, there's nothing that goes out, and
exactly.
work-wise, it's just on another level.
Yeah, we're so reliant on it, and. You know, it was like the other day when that undersea cable broke. You know, and it stuffs up with your internet speeds and everything. It's like that can harm a lot of businesses.
It can.
But
and you can only watch Netflix in standard definition.
Yeah, that sucks, eh? Yeah, man, what can you do?
Not Ayoba. Emirates opens a travel store in Hong Kong. Do you know about a travel store?
This is the first I see. What is a travel store?
The first travel store. The 1,500 square foot store features ticket booking, travel consultants, and premium economy seats, it says. Emirates plans more stores in the region and operates 21 weekly flights, Hong Kong to Dubai. Talks are underway to increase flights to China. So they're looking at increasing. I wonder if they fly over Russia.
Oh.
But so what this is aimed at is basically to try and expand the reach of the potential Emirates customer.
So they're going to open up a shop.
They open a shop that you'd sort of find in a shopping center that would appeal to people that...
So it's like a flight center, but it's Emirates.
Yeah, someone was saying the other day that a lot of the travel appeal that was there for, say, us when we were in our late teens, early 20s is not necessarily there for this generation.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to make aircraft and travel and experience and all this stuff sort of, you know, open to a wider market.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I suppose they just want to stay at home and play games and stuff. So...
Look, when we were growing up, we didn't really have like YouTube that you could flip open and, you know, really be exposed to, what do various parts of the world look like and what's going on there and this kind of stuff. Nowadays, you hit up the tubes and you can, go forensic on anything. So kids are like, okay, well, if that's what it's like, whatever.
True story.
Yeah. It's actually sad.
It's very sad. Boeing workers vote for strike action. If something can go wrong, it will happen to Boeing. District 751 voted nearly 99.9% in favor of strike action at T-Mobile Park, Seattle, in response to contract negotiations expiring in September. Union president criticized Boeing's executives for making short-term decisions with long-term consequences. The union demands wage growth, improved healthcare, and a better work-life balance, including a 40% wage increase over 3 years. Is this the best time for the union to be negotiating with Boeing?
Yeah, I think
it's a weird one. This whole situation, does it put Boeing in a threat position where they just have to give these increases? Or can they not stand up as any normal company would to say, look, we're on the bones of our arse here and we might not get through this, and to get through this we're going to need you guys to kind of bear with us for the next few years, because that's how any normal company would work.
Yeah. No, look, you'd think so. I mean, the guys must know that they're on the razor's edge there of
not having a job at all
altogether. Yeah. So, but then again, were we any different at Saks? I mean, we were. Well, mind you, our union was pretty fair. Come to think of it, so
no,
because I was going to say, shit, we were also fighting for increases, but I do somehow remember that there was a fair amount of compromise on our side, at least, anyway. So
no, there was.
Yeah, but a
40% hike over 3 years.
That's wild.
It's pretty steep.
Oh.
And today, this was not today, it was yesterday, marks the 10th anniversary of Malaysia MH17's downing over eastern Ukraine. So we spoke about flying over Russia.
Yeah.
That resulted in 298 fatalities, memorials worldwide, including, there was a lot of
Australians.
Yeah, a lot of Australians, people from all over the world, but a lot of Australians are there. Hopefully we don't see that again, and these geopolitical complexities in aviation just don't work, because if you block off countries like we have to, I suppose, and it just makes life very, very difficult for the airlines to make any profit at all, difficult as it is, never mind when you're flying extra track miles to circumnavigate.
Yeah. But on that note, a quick shout out to Andrew Evans.
Yes.
One of our massive supporters of the show.
And Patreons.
Yeah, I've been following his posts over the last couple of months. He's been sort of counting down the days to retirement. Looks like he finished up this week.
He's good for his age, Andrew, because when you look at him, you don't think this guy's about to retire.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you have to retire at 40. He's like...
Yeah,
but I just want to say from our side, a massive congrats to Andrew. You've had a wonderful career, and it must be bittersweet, putting down your wings on the 747 to take it easier. But
it must be hard, eh?
Yeah, it can't be easy.
Andrew's like he's like a real true aviator.
Yeah,
and suddenly, one day you're not flying. And you just hope that his knowledge and experience filters down somewhere else. We know it will, because we know how Andrew's been with us.
Yeah.
Always feeding us Jen. And that absolute great guy, legend, Patreon. Shout out, Andrew.
Yeah, maybe we can catch up for
family.
A beer sometime if you're in there.
But what's cool, Andrew's daughter's there now, hey? Kendra.
Yeah.
So she's carrying on I think that's kind of nice.
That is pretty cool.
That's awesome. So shout out Andrew and family. Yeah, I hope you all have a good weekend ahead. We'll be back next week for another couple of episodes. Hope the cybersecurity effect is not affecting you in flights wherever you are around the world. And hope you get to your destination quickly, timelessly, and safely. Have a good one.
Take it easy.
Bye for now.
Ciao.